I thought I would put together a video about what I've been able to figure out regarding being able to shoot 22 long rifle from SIG German factory-made X5 and X6 pistols. I'm a huge fan of 22 LR conversion kits. I have them on Glocks and CZs. I have one on a P88. Really nice to be able to shoot cheaply, get a lot of trigger time, not a lot of recoil, and get a lot of practice in. So I really wanted to be able to do that with my SIG X5s and X6s, but there didn't seem to be much out there about it. So first I'll start with a SIG X5. This one, it's a level 1, so it's the first generation P226 X5. This particular one's in 40 Smith & Wesson. Right now it has a rear red dot Vortex red dot on it, and then on the front, well, this is a Barstow threaded barrel. It's threaded 9/16 by 24, so I either shoot it with this little mini comp or else suppressed, which is fantastic. So the level 1s, the first generation, are closer to the standard P226s. It's easier to get 22 LR to shoot out of this one, and I'll show you why. So taking it apart. So again, standard disassembly. So one of the things that makes it easier is, especially on these without the rail, is that the front and here, the dust cover, you can see it's rounded, okay, which is the way a standard P226 looks, okay. I really wondered if the 22 LR conversion kits that they sold for standard P226s, not with the decocker, the standard ones, would actually work with this. And so I went out on a limb and bought one to give a shot to. And actually, I didn't just buy one, I ended up buying 2, but I bought this one first. So it comes in this kit. There's the slide with the recoil rod, recoil spring, and it comes with 1 magazine and then some tools. This particular one is in what they would call natural stainless. It's very hard to find this, but it looks a lot nicer on these stainless guns. So it's a standard, or it's meant for a standard P226. It says right on there, P226. You can see the front end here is rounded, and that's the important part of why it fits nicely onto this on the level 1 so easily. I did upgrade the sights to fiber optics. So to get this on, it's as simple as threading it on. No fitting required. Nice, it's got a little bit of wiggle, but really not much at all. You lock it back, flip it in, and it's ready to go. So you can see that the rounded end fits really nicely within that rounded end of the dust cover. The magazines, even with the magwell, they fit pretty nicely. Okay, I put on some extensions. So there's a company that sells. I should have gotten the name for it, but they sell shortened stainless rods that go up into the spring, or they secure the spring, and that allows you to load these to 15. Okay, so you can hold more than the standard 10. It does not lock back on empty, but that's okay. Lots of 22 conversions don't. So this one, very fun to shoot. It is very reliable. It likes hotter ammo, so I get it to work pretty well with CCI mini mags and also golden bullets, the high velocity golden bullets. It really likes those, and they're very accurate out of it. So I was pretty happy with this, but I also wanted to be able to shoot them out of my X6, and that's a bit more of a challenge. Before I move on, I guess I'll just show you this other one. So once I had this one and knew that system would work, I got another one. This one's black. It came with a threaded barrel, so I can shoot it with my Sparrow, and this suppresses very nicely. It also has the rounded front end and threads on nicely. And it's 1/2 by 28. It kind of has this adapter part that you have to pop off to be able to take the entire thing apart. These are much easier to find. Well, not with the threaded barrel, but the black colored conversions. I think, I see them going for really nice, pretty brand new ones going for like $500 or $600. This natural stainless one, this is the only one I've actually ever seen. I got it for about $400, maybe 3 years ago. Never seen another one come up. So the X6 was a bit more of a challenge. So this is a X6 Classic. It has the barrel weight. This particular barrel weight was one that was made by Club 30. So it has their logo on it. Otherwise, it's stock. I kept the same target sights on it. I didn't modify anything else on this one. The weight comes off with a 6mm Allen wrench. This one, these are both in .40 caliber. So putting that aside, the thing that makes this a bit of a challenge is the dust cover. You can see that because of the rail, okay, that does have the, you know, the divot for the barrel weight. Because of the rail, you can see that there's some angles right here. And that's what makes it a challenge. So if you try to thread, or you try to put this one on there, it hits right here and right here. So there's not enough clearance. So one option would be to file down the edges. And I actually did that on another one, and it works. So I had to file down just enough on each of these two edges that it would just clear these spots right here and here. Then what I did was I took one of those acrylic paint markers, and I just kind of painted over the edge. I've had to go back over it a couple of times. I would never do this with one of the natural stainless ones, but this the black covered one, you can at least cover it up. And for the most part, it's hidden behind the dust cover, so you don't see it too much. So it's a bit unsightly, but not too bad. It does function, okay? It works very well. That's the only problem. Otherwise, it works fine, just like the other one. But I managed to find yet another option, which I'm even happier about. So this is a 22 conversion from Club 30, which some of you may know. It's a very exclusive group of European gunsmiths. They do a lot of work with Smith & Wessons, making 686s amazing. So I saw this for sale on Trebell, I think you pronounce it, one of those German sites that has quite a bit of X5, X6 equipment on it. I actually purchased this through them as well. This wasn't too much of a problem. There was some paperwork to get this imported into the country. Took about 3 months. But I got it. It's nice. I got it for a reasonable price. You know, these were going for some ridiculous, like $1,200, you know, but I got this one for about $400, I believe. So I saw these for sale on their site, these 22 conversions, and I really wanted one. I contacted them, and it turned out it was essentially the same as importing a firearm. So let me tell you, importing a firearm for Europe is not easy. So it took about 2 years for me to actually get this in my hands. And it only just arrived a few weeks ago. So I'll show you what it's about. So it comes in this kit. I bought a few extra magazines. The magazine that it does come with, it's a nice metal magazine. It came with a base plate that's good for a magwell. It reminds me a little bit of a CZ Cadet magazine. You can see it looks like it was at one point in a real P226 magazine, and then they put this metal insert inside that holds the follower and the spring. And the fit into the X5 and the X6 was very good. No problem. Drops free. The conversion itself is fairly similar to a CZ Cadet. okay? If I take the guide rod out and the spring, you can see that it comes apart like this. It has a fixed barrel that is secured in place and does not reciprocate. This all part of the slides fits in there. This front part here and here has these grooves that fit into the very front part on the dust cover, which is very similar to the way the Cadet fits on, although you do have a little bit more purchase here. I would say that's probably about maybe 12 millimeters, whereas on a CZ Cadet, the Cadet 2, the original one, had about just like 2-3 millimeters. It's not, you don't get a lot of clearance on that one. And then it has a reciprocating slide, which this is definitely steel. Steel barrel. This is in some sort of alloy. I believe it's probably some sort of alloy, possibly aluminum, much lighter than the rest of the frame or the gun here, the slide. So it fits in here. The spring is smaller spring. It actually is pretty much the same diameter as a Cadet 2 spring. I haven't shot it with it in, but I was able to insert one of the Cadet's springs into it, and it seemed to work okay. So fits in there like this. To mount it, and the reason this works with the X5 and X6 with the rails is because you can see here that it's beveled on each side to fit. So you insert it on, and then the end of the dust cover here, it's a tight fit, goes right on like that. You lock it back and flip the lock in place, and you're in business. So there's what it looks like. It does come with an integral rail. The sights that are on it are very good. They're standard target style sights. When I took this out the first day at the range, it was literally one hole at 10 yards off a rest. I went out to 25 yards. I think I clicked a couple windage, couple vertical, and it was dead on. And I've shot this thing 25, 50, 100 yards with a holdover. It is crazy accurate. I would say that it is at least as accurate as my Smith & Wesson Model 41. Can't so much vouch for durability. I've only had it to the range a couple of times. But so far I'm just super impressed. Here is with the slide lock back. Again, this one, did I get the right? Yeah. It does not lock back on empty, but again, a lot of 22 conversions don't. And just got this super, super, super tight lockup. So I think these are really cool. As far as I know, I really wonder if anyone else in the United States even has one of these. It was such a pain in the ass to import it. I know on their website they don't actually sell them anymore. So who knows? Maybe some people saw it. Maybe some distributors bought it. Maybe MMBI got a few. They'll import into the country. Incidentally, MMBI was the importer that I used for importing these parts. And they were fantastic. So I guess just wanted to show you some of these options. Again, this very exotic, very difficult to acquire option is amazing. However, you may be looking for a while. I would really doubt that Club 30 is ever going to make these again because the factory X5 and X6s are no longer in production. I guess the hope would be that the American-made SIG X5 that they've made, hopefully that line will continue. Maybe they'll start making conversion kits again, hopefully even specifically for that gun. So again, here's the X6, and I'll show you the X5 one more time. I'm not sure if it's all the way around there. All right, well, I hope that was helpful, give you guys some good ideas. All right, thanks for watching.